Hiya friends, Prepared Suburbanite back with you. Well, today is Labor Day, September 2nd, 2024, and it's kind of a rainy, gloomy day around here, so I thought I'd get into what this channel really should be about, and I know I've strayed a bit from being prepared and preparations and all the prepper kind of stuff, because this is traditionally a prepper channel. And so what I want to get back to being prepared, and today I want to discuss my top 5 tenets for the prepper. So stick around. So here we go with my top 5 tenets for preparedness. So let me define what a tenet is. According to the Oxford Dictionary, it is a principle that is held as a part of an endeavor. So it's the principles that we try to espouse to as preppers. And my first one on my list of my top 5 is stockpile the food that you normally eat and enjoy. Now, so for my particular case, I am not stockpiling Brussels sprouts or broccoli. if I can get away with it. My wife, she lugs that kind of stuff, but so we do have a few of Brussels sprouts and those kind of veggies. But the tenet here, the principle behind it, is stockpile the foods that you normally eat and enjoy. So that can be, it's going to be different for everybody. Some folks are going to want being heavy on starches and carbohydrates, and other folks are going to want to be heavy on protein and that kind of stuff. So it's really up to you, your personal preferences in the foods that you normally eat and enjoy. And like I said, Brussels sprouts is not on my list. So there's that. Number 2, stockpile multiple ways to cook your food. I think when the S does hit the fan and we are up against whatever may be coming our way, and it's not too far away right now, that we need to be able to cook all that food that we have stockpiled, and we need to have multiple ways to get that job done. So you can use a sun oven, you can have a charcoal cooker, you can have propane, butane, or even wood. So those are some of the fuels that you can use as alternate methods of cooking. You're going to need oil, vegetable oil, olive oil, avocado oil, those kinds of things to help augment the cooking process. And you're going to need the equipment that comes with it for alternate methods of cooking. A grill, a charcoal grill, maybe a Coleman stove, a solo stove or a Brio type stove, so that you can burn the wood and use that not only to keep yourself warm, but to actually cook food on in a fairly conservative method. A Weber kettle, and I've got a Weber kettle and we use it frequently, and that's for the charcoal, and it works great. We've got Camp Chef stove and a griddle that we use from time to time when we want to. And so your outdoor propane grill that most folks have in their backyard somewhere, that can really serve a great purpose as an alternate way to cook food. You can bake bread in it. You can cook burgers and steaks and vegetables and all that. and all the other things are there as well. So, number 3 on my list of the top 5 prepper tenets that we have to espouse to are stockpiling staples and seasonings. Now, I'm talking staples, things like flour, baking soda, baking powder, yeast, salt, pepper, sugar, and as far as seasonings go, you've got salt and pepper, onion and garlic powders, which we use very frequently to enhance the flavor of cooked food. Condiments, mustard and ketchup and those kinds of things, relishes that foods that you normally eat, condiments that you normally partake in. So that's that. Stockpile on that kind of stuff that you use, stuff that fills in the gaps for when you're cooking food, to give it the right kind of flavor, the stuff that you enjoy eating. Invest in, this is number 4 on my list, invest in water storage and water purification. I think that's absolutely critical. In order to cook quite a lot of the foods that we are stockpiling, whether it's freeze-dried, dehydrated, canned, whatever, you're going to need water. And so however you can store water, and here's what we do around here. I've got a 275-gallon water tote that I use for rain catchment. And basically it's done for water in the garden, water in the lawn, taking care of things like that. But it can be turned into potable water using things like a Berkey filter, purification tablets that have calcium hypochlorite. That stuff works to purify water. Filtering it, you can use bleach if you want. I'm not 100% big fan of using bleach, but a couple drops of unscented, pure bleach would go a long way to help purify some of the water that you may be using from rain catchment or whatever. And you can have a life straw, which I think are pretty handy. They're usually one purpose, one person use for that, because you can't really suck too much water into that. But for personal drinking, yep, a life straw can be a lifesaver. Reverse osmosis filters that you can hook up to your municipal water supply or your well water. So what do you store stuff in? Well, like I said, we've got 275-gallon water tote that we use for rain catchment. And I've got a couple 55-gallon drums that I use for auxiliary rain catchment. And it's come in handy from time to time. We've got aquatainers, jugs. You can use water bricks. They're plastic containers that are built in a square. They kind of look like an oversized brick, easily stackable, and pretty easy to store. Now, water's heavy, so you've got to be very careful that you store it in a place where it's not going to stress your floorboards or anything like that. So be mindful of that. Putting a 55-gallon drum on a porch deck or something like that may not be the right thing to do. You can have a bathtub bladder to store water in. If you've got a bathroom that you rarely use and you sense that power's going to be out for a while, take time, fill up that water bladder, keep it in your tub, and you'll have water there to flush your toilets with, to wash up with, and possibly to drink. So I would encourage everyone to invest in water storage and water purification. And number 5 on the list, and the last one that I'll go over, is to invest in power alternatives. Now I'm talking generators. You can use, we've got a whole house generator from Generac that kicked in for a few minutes yesterday because we had a series of thunderstorms pass through, and the power went out for a bit, and that thing kicked right back in just the way it should. So we didn't have to worry about anything else there. But I've also got and would encourage you to have portable gas-powered generator that you can use as an alternative power source when the grid goes down, when you get temporary power outages and all that, and you can use that to run your freezers, refrigerators, all that kind of stuff. So I would say that that's one of the first things that you should invest in is a gas-powered generator. And then you can get into solar generators, which I think is a terrible word. They don't really generate anything. They store store in batteries the power that they collect either from the grid or off-grid if you use solar panels and all that. And we've got, I think, 3 so far solar generators, for lack of a better term, that we use and I've tested. They can run our freezer and refrigerator for at least 8 to 10 hours, and that may be enough to get you through a critical point in time. Also batteries like AA, AAA, D-cell batteries, anything that you use to power lanterns and flashlights and things like that, so that you've got a little bit of light when the power does go out. Those are important kinds of things to invest in. So that's my list, my top 5 tenets for preppers. And this is the Prepared Suburbanite reminding you to be prepared always, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Well, it's Labor Day, that day that we have set aside to honor all the mothers that have gone through labor and have enjoyed the fruits of that labor. This holiday is just absolutely more special.
Nothing to do with mothers in labor. It has to do with workers.
Never mind.